A devastating flood 1 year later.
There goes the van! Oh my goodness!
Tonight, a Utah community remembers the lives lost, and Fox 13 News is there.
Then, a deadly new drug may not be the biggest concern for one Park City school. What officials are worried about tonight.
So creeped out by it, my skin's still just crawling.
Plus, a Utah family's disturbing dinnertime find inside a can of spinach.
What was that?
And from bugs to Bigfoot, what some say was caught on camera in Provo, straight ahead.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
The images of that day are etched in their minds as they gathered tonight to remember their loved ones lost. It's been 1 year since 21 people were killed when storms tore through southern Utah.
Tonight, the victims of the devastating flash flood in Hilldale were honored at a candlelight vigil. Fox 13's Ben Winslow was there, and he joins us live now with more. Ben?
Yeah, you can see here some of the candles just paying tribute to the victims of last year's flooding. About 200 people came out tonight to pay their respects. In music and prayer, the victims of last year's devastating flash floods were remembered. 14 were killed here in Hilldale when flash floods tore through the community. One victim, Tyson Black, has never been found. 7 others were killed in nearby Zion National Park. At tonight's service, they were also remembered.
I don't know if it gives closure, but it's just a way so we don't forget them. We always want to keep remembering them forever.
The catastrophic floods impacted this often closed-off community in many ways. Residents say the outpouring of compassion brought people together, FLDS and non-FLDS. They say things are changing. There are still divisions, but it's not so stark.
The flood was a turning point of, FLDS. We didn't ever invite anybody from the outside world into this town. Well, when the flood happened, thousands of people came to the rescue. And a lot of people experienced people for the first time in their lives, outside people, and they realized that they're just like us. They're good people.
Running down.
A group of citizens put on tonight's memorial service and vigil. The towns of Hilldale and Colorado City did not sponsor it, and we were told that many active members of the FLDS Church chose to stay away from this. Governor Gary Herbert had a letter read memorializing the victims and also praising the community for coming together during this difficult time. Live in Hilldale, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Every locker, every car in the parking lot.
Drug sweeps inside Park City middle and high schools today, but drugs may not be the most immediate threat.
Fox 13's Matt McDonald is at Treasure Mountain Junior High School for us tonight. Matt.
Hey guys, while those canines sweep through schools like this, helping police search for lockers, and new warnings go out about a synthetic drug called Pink, the real threat might be that these kids, brokenhearted by the loss of 2 of their own, could do harm to themselves. With memorials already inside a Park City Junior High, a new concern.
This morning, the Park City Police Department received a report of an attempted suicide by a 15-year-old Park City juvenile.
That teen, who police say tried to overdose on Tylenol, is expected to be okay. But the concern in the schools is high.
Once you have a series of student deaths, there is a phenomenon that occurs that's called suicide contagion.
13-year-old Grant Sievers was found dead in his home Sunday morning. 2 days later, his best friend at Treasure Mountain Junior High, Ryan Ainsworth, was found dead in his home. After their deaths, the school district and police issued a warning about U47700, a new synthetic drug often called Pink. Their causes of death are unknown, but
we at least know it may not be this exact U4770. We do know that it was a new experimental substance that they hadn't used before.
Drug-sniffing canines swept lockers in junior highs and high schools.
We found a substance in one of the lockers. We've sent it to the lab. It's come back that there is some methamphetamine in it.
Pink and other drugs are a concern, but protecting these students takes a wider effort.
There's information that we get that increases our concerns, then we'll try to contact them with either door-to-door or by phone.
Police say they made house calls at least 20 times in the last 24 hours. But the greatest safety net for suicide or for drugs might be other students.
We are getting such a positive response from the peers saying you've got to get rid of this. We don't want to lose one more of us.
One note about this synthetic drug that people are calling pink. Park City police say that it was actually added to the DEA list of controlled substances about a week ago. They didn't know that originally, but they say because of that, it makes it an illegal substance and criminal charges could be filed at the end of their investigation. In Park City, Matt McDonald, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Matt, thank you. Coming up, a medical expert from University Hospital explains what pink actually is and what makes it so dangerous. That's coming up at 9:30. Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes is stepping up his fight against the leading cause of death of Utah children. Reyes says Utah now leads the nation in the rate of teen suicide. To combat the crisis, he is raising awareness about an app that puts crisis counselors in the palm of teenagers. It's called the Safe Utah app. In a statement, Reyes says, quote, "We can no longer accept the horrible reality that our kids are not only contemplating leaving this life, but actually succeeding in their determination to end it themselves." You can also use the Safe Utah app for help with grief and loss, drug and alcohol problems, mental health, abuse, and domestic violence. For more information about the app, go to fox13now.com. Caught on camera, a car crashing into a cyclist in Taylorsville. We first showed you this video last night on Fox 13 News at 9. We now know a little more about this accident. Unified Police say the cyclist is a public service employee and because of that, did not want police to cite the driver.
He was grateful he wasn't hurt, understood that that sort of thing happens. There obviously are issues to be addressed when it comes to this, and drivers have to be aware of what is going on the road, who's in the road.
Police are also now saying the teen driver was not driving distracted, but was actually tired from staying up, studying for a test. Amazingly, the cyclist didn't have any injuries and went to work later that day.
A senior missionary for the LDS Church is in the hospital tonight after the van she was riding in was cut off and sent off the road. It happened near the Virgin River Gorge. This is video from the St. George News. They report the van went 50 feet up the side of a mountain. 2 others in the van only had minor injuries, and everyone is expected to be okay.
It looks like a proposed Facebook data center in West Jordan is dead. Instead, the center will be built in Los Lunas, New Mexico. New Mexico Senator Martin Heinrich posted the news on his website today. Los Lunas is south of Albuquerque. Last month, the Salt Lake County Commission and Mayor Ben McAdams opposed the center, saying it wasn't worth the $240 million in tax breaks offered to Facebook.
We have to look and say, we are giving away, in this instance, we would have given away $240 million and attracted a mere 70 jobs.
Facebook has yet to officially confirm the New Mexico location.
Wasn't as active as yesterday, not even close here in northern Utah and throughout the state. Southern Utah was really nice. Northern Utah, we had storms, but generally not as strong and not nearly as widespread. This is what it looked like from Brigham City today. Paul Amon sent this picture in looking out towards Antelope Island. And check this one out in Evanston. Jared Gibson caught this just in between storms up in Evanston, a couple bucks, and really nice looking deer there. All right, we have this low pressure that continues to work its way through the state. Now it's moved out of Nevada, it's into Utah, it's into Idaho, parts of Wyoming, Colorado. You can see the storm continues to truck towards the east and towards the northeast. But as you get a little bit closer, again, some of these storms are pushing out towards the east. You can see a few showers rolling through Evanston again. We have storms pushing into the Wasatch Front again, and we have the backside of this low pressure. This still has to swing through later on tonight, and it will keep us with a chance of showers and even an isolated thunderstorm into the evening hours. Right now, strongest storm here in northern Utah pushing into Ogden currently and North Ogden area. Not any lightning, but some gusty winds, some moderate to heavy precipitation, and this is again moving off to the east and northeast. This is the last piece of the storm. Again, has to push through tonight. I'll let you know what that means for the thunderstorm activity, and we'll take a look at where temperatures are headed as well coming up.
Thanks, Brett. Utah is now the first state in the nation to use a new technology at crosswalks near schools to help keep children safe. It's a key switch that allows crossing guards to add crossing time up to 15 seconds temporarily. UDOT worked with electricians to develop the system. They say it can be especially valuable in parts of Utah that are seeing a lot of growth and where lanes have been added to streets.
So it will help keep them safer, not only getting out of the street, but not falling in the street, you know, because they're in such a hurry.
The key costs $20. Schools interested in the technology can email the Utah Department of Transportation. We have a link for that on fox13now.com.
Well, it's not something you'd want to find in your food.
I pulled it out thinking it was plastic and realized I had a hold of its wings.
This is what one Utah woman says she found in her dinner. Can you guess what it is?
Well, Salt Lake City police say they're coming under attack, and their attackers are part of the homeless population. That story next.
Ashes stolen. Tonight, a search for answers in the theft of a beloved pet's remains.
And snow in the mountains. Brett says it's not out of the ordinary this time of year. We'll show you where it is.